This is billpolm recording, and this is the mini demo on the palm trees. A simulation of what the fine artist J. Andrews did in doing his palm trees. Now, you can see in the far palette over here that I've mixed up some burnt sienna with some phthalo blue to get the color that I want to start with. I'm going to be working from light to dark. That is, light, cover all the light areas, then go in medium, cover all the medium areas, then go in, cover all the darker areas, and then come in with some final darks to spice it up a bit. So let's get started. I'm going to start very light with a very watery mix from my palette. And I'm going to focus now on my paper here. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm drawing a little more water. I'm going to have a tissue handy here. So I go in and hit these very light areas where so I don't want pure white paper in there because it wouldn't look quite right in the middle of the tree. And once I've done that, I'm going to go in and daub them a little bit with the Kleenex to draw some of that color off of there so they're not too dark. I don't want them very dark at all. Next, I'm going back to my palette and getting a little darker color. I'm adjusting a little bit by adding a little more burnt sienna to the mix. And I come back to these areas here. You can see right here and here, these are a little darker. You can see, let's see, where is it? You can't barely see that. Looking over here, you can see that there are some light areas in here, basically, and I'm going to hit those first, and then I'll darken them a little bit as we go. So let's rough those in real quick. You can tell my color is pretty wet. I'm using my Maestro brush so I can have a nice point, so I get a little more control about where I'm hitting what and at what point. Then we'll come over and get this one over here too. Same thing. This is still light, but getting a little bit toward the medium side of things. I did this tape once before and had a pretty good one going, and realized that I had missed a lot of what I painted because I had my camera focused on my palette. It happens when you get to painting in the heat of the moment and you forget a little bit what you're doing. What I'm going to do in here now is come in with a little pure burnt sienna. I could do this when I come in from the top, but I'm going to do this right now so it can blend in with the green, or the really dull muted green underneath here. And we have it over here. There. Now I need that just a little bit stronger right in here because it's going to dry pretty light. Now, when I get a little phthalo green and mix a little of the dull color with it so it isn't totally pretty at the top. And come up here, right here at the top, where we have a little more greenish color to the leaves where they hit the light. I'm going to go around and seek to capture the edges of those leaves while at the same time keeping those light areas relatively white paper almost. So I'm just covering this in with the green. I'll be in there with a little different color a little while here, making it mix a little bit with the top of that burnt sienna. Pull a little burnt sienna and pull it in up here too, like this. Okay. Get a little duller green for this one. On the others, well, let's see, I need to come down over here. That's okay. Round that. Something like that. Yeah, I like leaving those light areas. They work pretty good. Okay, now dropping over and I'm going to fill in some of these. Are moving toward medium tones now. This tree kind of almost blends in with the other one. I'm going to make it blend in a little bit in mine. Notice I'm coming down into the brown. Connect up those colors. That's what makes it work better. There, I got a little more. See how it flows when you get more water on your brush? I was getting a little too dry there. I like that. Now let's put a suggestion of green down into here as we see it down in here. And make sure you can follow me when I'm adding just a little green into this while it's still a little bit wet. So we get a green flavor to it there. All right. Okay, now, excuse the hair dryer. I'm going to I see that I neglected a little area right in here. You can see it's much lighter over here. Just a suggestion of a side. So I'm dipping back into my original mix, the one I started with, getting a lot of water on it. I want it very light. Yeah, see there, that's great. Bring this down here like that and give me a little different edge to it there. Flesh it out a little bit on that side. All right, pretty good. Okay, so those are our light tones and our medium tones. Next, we're going to come in darker, one stage darker. To do that, I bring in my phthalo green and my burnt sienna. Let you look at that a little bit, a little hard to see there, and my phthalo blue. I want a really dark green there, and I want it fairly dull too. There, that's a good start on that. Coming back to the painting, looking at what we got here. I'm going to grab my flat brush, which is very handy for softening some edges because I don't want all those edges quite that hard. I want some hard edges in here. That helps to define the leaves, but I want some of them soft too. Okay, come down and soften some edges real quick. Come down here, and this comes down into this area and blends with the dry leaves area. You're picking that up? Yeah, we are. Good. Got it. And then there. So what you do is you build it up by degrees. Coming over to this other tree here, zapping it in. If we go over time, I'll just complete this with one more clip. So it'll be a 2-clip mini demo. The mini is in quotes. And it replenished my dark color, started getting weak on me. Didn't like that one too much there, so I'll just wet it a little bit, pull it off. I need to come in with my original color, going back to it again, and get just a little bit more variation in here. Notice how all the darks are connected up here, except for here to here to here, going down and around. They all kind of like bands or segments that are glued together, so to speak. So that's basically, I'm pulling a little light out of these areas so it isn't all just monotonish, like that. And basically, there they are. Let's zoom back. We're getting real low, late in the 15 minutes here. We're almost done. Zoom up close. I'll provide a photograph and a written account of what I did on this so that you can follow it better. So that's it for now.